Well, guys, if Kristen and I seem a little sad, it's because we've been shamed today. I'm going to let Kristen set up the situation whereby which another grown man entered our home and made us feel like fools.
Our dryer quit on Saturday morning, and we didn't feel like we could get anybody out there to fix it. So today Todd called. What was the name of it?
I'll tell the name in a minute.
So today...
Don't you worry.
So today, when we were told by Sears that now, since they didn't show up yesterday, we would not be able to have someone come look at our dryer till June 7th. Said then we'll just use someone else. So we called, Todd called a different appliance specialist.
So I go to whitepages.com. I just look for appliance repair near Flint, Texas. And the first name it gives me is Rainy Appliance. They're over on Spur 364 or something like that. And so I call Rainy Appliance, and the woman is very nice, and tell her what's going on. And she was like, okay, we can get somebody out there. It'll probably be this evening, probably anywhere from 3 to 5. But I'll call him. And so she gets my name and phone number and model number. And I make sure that, they'll take a credit card and,
a debit card, not a credit card. We didn't put it on a credit card, folks. Dave Ramsey, we did not put it on a credit card.
So, so he calls about 3:30, 3:45. So the guy comes in and he goes to our laundry room, and we have this old dryer that the back of the plug a long time ago, the dryer had moved and kind of pressed up against the back of the power supply, and so it had melted a little of the plastic. It didn't split it, didn't expose any wires. And so we had bought a new dryer but didn't have a new plug, so we had kind of wrapped it in like electrical tape, so that it wouldn't be exposed. And so anyway, so he walks in, and the first thing he says is, "What happened to your wire?" It's like, oh, well, it kind of got burned, and,
He called it a wire?
Or I don't know. So anyway, he's looking, he's like, well, did you check the breaker? And so I say yes, and so we go do the breaker again, and it comes on for a second, and then goes, pop, and it kind of shorts out. He's like, okay, well, you got a short here. So he starts looking at it. So I'm doing some other stuff, and Kristen says that she keeps hearing him growling.
He just growled a couple of times or grumbled.
So I walk by a couple times, and he's sighing a lot. He's just acting really frustrated. So he's kind of finishing up. He puts a new power supply in. He finishes up, brings Kristen the bill. I'll let her tell what happened then.
He tells me he had to replace the power cord, but he kept giving me lots of this. Well, I could not sign off on that. That is just a fire hazard. I just could not sign off on it. I said, oh, it's fine, I understand it needed to be replaced. And I said, that happened a long time ago. I said, we got a new dryer and there was no power cord with it. And he went, well, none of them come with it. I said, well, yeah, but we were in the middle of a move and I just was going to use that one for a few days. And then really he was making me feel like I was on the defensive. I felt like I had to make up a story.
You were trying to be like a normal, okay, got it, thank you. You know who it reminded me of? Did it remind you of the same person?
Who is it?
Your dad. Big time. But he looked like him too.
Yeah.
I mean.
But I will say this. Maybe he just found out he had diabetes and that's why he was in a bad mood.
I always hate doing a car-only vlog. I realize that's all I've shot today. So I'm about to head into town. I'm taking the camera with me in the hope that I can get some video. I'm going into town to do two different things. Oh, my Garmin is talking to me. So I'm going to town to do a couple of things. One of those things is to pay for my new guitar. Now I know I haven't shown you the guitar very much. If you watched the studio vlog, you probably saw it. But I'm going to pay the guy tonight for the guitar. And if I can find him and track him down, I'll video some of that. So I may actually get out of the car. But it is a great guitar. And I realize, of course, that I really owe a lot of you a whole separate vlog about the guitar. I'll do one, I promise, because it's a fantastic instrument, and I want to tell you all about it, and I want to brag on this guy. He's amazing. He's an amazing builder and a great guy. So anyway, so that's coming. But anyway, so I'm heading into town to do that, as well as to drop off a couple of CDs of Maker of My Days. And let me thank those of you. Look, we haven't done any sort of official release. It's really interesting to me. I posted the song to Bethel's iTunes last night. Didn't really say much about it. Sent a couple of emails out, and yet today, a lot of great sort of Facebook and retweets about the song. And so we're going to talk more about that in the next couple of days. But those, thank you for all of your encouragement. I've been really excited that you guys like it. So we'll talk more about that in some of the upcoming vlogs over the next few days. But anyway, figured I'd take the camera with me. Maybe we can find Glenn and, you know, let you get to see the guy who built this amazing guitar. All right, so I'm here in the garage / headquarters of Glenn Herman Guitars. There's Glenn over there. He didn't know he's going to be on video, but he's showing me around here. All his clamps. You can see all his tools here.
A lot of stuff.
A lot of stuff.
Took a lot of time.
Now, if I show this, it's not like industry secret. Okay. All the different shapes.
And I have a humidifier down here.
Wow.
It's a little bit damp right now. The goal is to keep it. And this thing, when the humidity drops to a certain level, it turns the light off.
Oh, okay.
I got braced stockwood down here. Bought that. This is the same. This is the man that made your top.
Oh, okay.
And got some sides down here that I've misbent and screwed up.
Wow.
I always keep this from the guitars I build when I cut the centers out.
Oh, yeah.
So in case you got a crack and you need a splinter or something, I got that there. I build my bridges. I used to buy bridges. The first few guitars I built, maybe the first half dozen, I just bought pre-made bridges, but I make my own now. And these are rejects, ones that didn't turn out just right. I still got a couple of blanks down here. They come in like this.
Can I see that?
Piece of ebony.
That's heavy. All right, that's Glenn Herman of Herman Guitars. Makes them all by hand in his garage. Fantastic guitars. Can't wait for you guys to hear it. My plan on the vlog even is to get a good microphone as we record that one, so you can really hear how good it sounds. So very excited about that. To have a new guitar. I have a new guitar. I'm so excited. Wanted one for a really long time, but haven't really known how I want to step it up. How I wanted to, where I wanted to go from the, you know, played an Alvarez and a Larrabee, and the Glenn Herman is, it's a very good one, and I would love to buy more from this guy. He's busy. He's a busy guy. Has a day job. Just does this as his hobby. But if you are looking for a guitar, Glenn Herman is the dude to see, because they're phenomenal.
There you stood, that'll teach her.